She's lovely and amazing. She's been on Comics Unleashed a couple of times, and she tours all over the country. Please put your hands together for my new favorite friend, Marla Schultz.
Hello, Nantucket. Hello, Nantucket. I have to tell you, I've never been here before, and thank you so much for letting me on the island. I do appreciate it. But it was so funny, one of my girlfriends, I'm from New York, can you tell? Shock, surprise, hello. And I was also the only Jewish kid on a Catholic cul-de-sac, so I feel very comfortable here tonight. I really, really do, you blonde bitches, I love you, yes. Yes. I'm from Huntington, Long Island, and I was like, represent! What exit? Too long ago and too much. Say that again?
In Boston now.
Okay, but that wasn't the question. I love when people do that. I do. But anyway, being the only Jewish kid on a Catholic cul-de-sac, I told my mom, I said, Ma, I want to go to Catholic school, St. Pat's, Huntington, with all my friends. And my mother goes, what year? Did you play softball? That wasn't the question. So I said to my mom, I said, I want to go to St. Pat's, not Lady of Mercy, with all my friends. And my mother goes, you can't go to Catholic school, you're Jewish. I was like, okay, so 7, they send me to Hebrew school. Day 1, they show us videos of the Holocaust. Swear to God, I have my first pre-Prozac meltdown. Like, I am flipping out. My mother has to come get me, and she was like, what is the matter with you? What are you overreacting for? And I was like, are people gonna hate me because I'm Jewish? And she said, gonna? I was like, I'm never gonna tell anybody I'm Jewish. And she goes, young lady, here's a news flash, okay? Every time you open up your mouth to complain, they're gonna know you're a Jew. So whenever I wanted to make new blonde friends, I'd be like, hey, if the Holocaust ever happens again, would you hide me in your basement? They were like, how long? And you know, I love being a comic. I've had the opportunity of entertaining the troops and traveling all over the place, and I was having a conversation with one of my blonde girlfriends, and she's like, you know, Marla, what is it like being a Jewish person nowadays? Because it's just not that popular to be Jewish. And I said, well, I take it, I feel like I want to be the ambassador of the Jews, and I don't understand. It's like my quest to find out why the world hates the Jews. And I was like, all we want to do is love everybody and feed everybody and give unsolicited advice. And she was like, it's the unsolicited advice. So I love the fashion here. It's very unique and indigenous to this island. Here, look at you. You all go to the same hairdresser. It's so cute. So cute. Oh. So I have big news. I recently got married. Oh. To a man. It's so not trendy nowadays. No, but it's my first marriage, and I absolutely love him. I used to be into really buff, brawny bad guys, and my husband is a Jewish lawyer, and not brawny. And so anyway, we're hanging out, and he's lying, he's arms behind his head, and all of a sudden I grab his muscle, and I was like, oh my God. This bicep, it's so hot. And then 3 weeks later, he's like, hey, I got something to tell you. And I was like, what? He goes, I've gone from 3-pound hand weights to 8-pound hand weights. I was like, you keep it up, because my purse weighs 12. We live on I was living in California, and he lives on the Upper East Side. And it's 1st and 70th, and I don't know if it means anything to anybody, but it's Hospital Central. And I said to him, I move in, and I go, why did you pick here? He's like, are you kidding? New York Presbyterian, Hospital for Special Surgery, Memorial Sloan Kettering. Who needs an ambulance when you have a luggage cart? We just got back from our honeymoon. We went to this resort called Wild Orchid in Jamaica. I was like, it sounds like everybody's swinging, right? It's so weird, but it was a really nice, lovely resort. And our first night there, the middle of the night, I heard this thud and I freaked out and I was like, oh my God, I'm rich. He survived. So the next day, he's on crutches and, and remember, he's a Jewish man, so he's on crutches, and I have social anxiety, believe it or not. Like, walking into a resort, it seems like everybody is hanging out already and the cliques are formed. But if you want to meet people and you're middle-aged, get a pair of crutches. You have no idea. He's like hobbling and hobbling and hobbling, and then I help him. I lower him into the pool bar. People, it was like feeding frenzy at SeaWorld. People are swimming up and going, hey, what did you do? And he's like, well, I fell out of bed and I herniated my hernia and I tore my labrum and I activated my epididymitis. And this guy's like, did you say epididymitis? I just got over the 3 itises. Colitis, dermatitis, and, wait, what was the third one? Tonsillitis. I gotta tell you, we were so popular. We got invited to dinner, we got invited up to the Berkshires for the weekend, and finally on day 3, he's like, I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm like, no, you're not. I liked being popular. So like I said, I grew up on Long Island. I grew up with, I used to run with this pack of this Irish girl gang called the Eanes. Kathleen, Maureen, Colleen, Doreen. Oh, I loved girls. It was nice. And also the Italian girls. I was really into the Italian girls. I left the Irish girls and I hung out with the Italian girls, and it was Rory, Tony Ann, Titlis, Sue, Big Fran, and Little Fran. Okay? Big Fran and Little Fran, they have the same hair. It was like 4 inches higher anyway. So I'm really tight with all my girlfriends. And this winter, it was brutal, was it not? Crazy, crazy. So we got together, we're in New York City. My friend Rory comes trucking in. She's got the come hump me pumps, right? You guys wear flats, you don't know what I'm talking about. She's got the full-length fur over her shoulder and then the little mini skirt that barely covers her bippy. That's vagina handsome. So we walk into the restaurant, right? And all of a sudden, she's got the fur over her shoulder. And one of those anti-fur freaks gets right into her face and goes, nice dead animal. And Long Island, back me up, right? You don't want to piss off an Italian girl from Long Island, right? No way. My friend freaks out. She's like, wow, 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 wow. Are you talking to me? I'm sorry, are you talking to me? Huh? Well, let me tell you something about this dead animal, all right? It's got a better life dead on my back. Cold storage in Bloomingdale's, then scurrying around looking for food. Hey, Skank, where are you going? Huh? She's got the nails. She's like, you come here. You come here. You come here. Now, Skank, do I comment on what you're wearing, huh? I don't think so, but I'm going to start right now. Yeah. What is up with that nose ring? What, were you a bull in another life? Huh? Better yet, you're a door knocker. That's right. Knock, knock. Who's there? Thumb freaking Skank. That's who. I just got married. married, and it's been great. And it took me forever. I said, God, please let me just find my husband before I hit menopause. But the guy before my husband, I really thought he was the one until he told me both his parents were dead. Because I thought, oh shit, if this gets serious, we're gonna have to spend the holidays with my family. And he tried to woo me back. For my birthday, he sent me half a dozen red roses. Yeah, he goes, hey, did you get the flowers? I was like, yeah, who got the other 6? And then I dated this black guy, and my father, I don't know, he's a Civil War reenactor. Do we have any of those freaks in the audience? So we found out I dated a black guy, and he calls me up and he's like, yeah, your mother told me about your current situation. And if it gets serious, there are some places you will not be able to live. And I said, like where, Dad? He goes, my house! And I said, why are you flipping out? Isn't this what you fake fought for? My grandmother, oh my God, she gave me such a hard time. Just so you know, she's 5'0", white blonde hair, compact little body, no arms, no legs, right? Just a giant boob with a big mouth on top. And growing up, she gave me the nickname Pussycat, right? And then the Alzheimer's set in and it became Pussy. So she's like, Pussy, I hear you had a date last night with a nice guy, so new. And I said, Grandma, we had nothing in common. Plus, he was like obsessed about eating food and everything. She's like, hey, it's a healthy sign for a man to be obsessed about eating pussy. And she was always like giving me this weird warning. She's like, no hymen, no diamond. And my mother, she was concerned because it was like I never brought anybody home, and we were at this party, and she pulls me aside. She has a cocktail, and she's like, have you slept with many men? Now, what do you say to your mother? I was like, have you slept with many men? She's like, no, just one. And I was like, I got you beat. Seriously, I recently lost 40 pounds. Thank you. And anybody that's had a weight problem knows it's really difficult. So I feel really good. And I know it looks like, it's funny, like I love, like I said, I don't like to shop. And I went into a store and I said, give me something that I don't have to wear a Spanx and no camel toe. And it works as I think it's a sale. I can use it as a sale for the regatta tomorrow. But anyway, so I lost 40 pounds and I saw this woman I haven't seen in a really long time, and she was like, oh my God, you lost a ton of weight. And I was like, it wasn't that bad. Like, that's not a compliment, is it? So then I had to feed into it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm wearing a size 8 from the Gap. I haven't worn a size 8 since I was in 5th grade. And she was like, oh, the Gap? They cut big. And she says, oh, you think you're going to be able to keep it off this time? I said, well, if I keep banging your husband, I will. My name is Marla. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting the Nantucket Comedy Festival.